So hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and this week is going to be absolutely crazy because not only are we getting the Harrow update, so we're getting a new questline, a new frame, 2 new weapons, a new dual wielding system where we can duel with thrown weapons and pistols, and the Earth redesign and a new Grenier unit. We're also getting Barakatir on Friday, and they decided to open up the Primed Vault as well. So yeah, this week is gonna be absolutely packed full of content. Now, the vault will open tomorrow on the 27th of June and it will close on the 27th of July. So you will have exactly 1 month to farm all the relics for the unvaulted frames and weapons. And just like last time, they decided to unvault 2 separate sets. So it's going to be Rhino with Boltor and Ankyros Prime and Mag with Boar and Dacra Prime. Now, while it's definitely exciting to be able to farm Mag, Boar, and Dacra Prime, I don't think it's anywhere near as exciting as being able to farm Rhino, Boltor, and Ankyros. Because this is the first time since the Void system has been replaced with the Relic system that we can actually farm Rhino. He doesn't have relics yet. Because Mag was unvaulted last year, so people already had a chance to farm her. Rhino, on the other hand, that's a completely different story, because Rhino has been in the Primed Vault for a very long time. This is actually the first time they've unvaulted Rhino since they moved away from the Void system to the Relic system, so he doesn't even have relics in the game yet. Now, when it comes to the items themselves, the frames are basically just a fancier and slightly better version of their regular counterparts. They have slightly higher base stats, they have additional particles and effects on their abilities, and when they touch a death orb in the void, they will release a pulse that will restore energy to them and all their allies. That's pretty much it. The weapons, on the other hand, are usually far better than their normal counterpart. The Boar Prime, for example, is head and shoulders above the regular Boltor. It's not as crazy as it used to be, because when this first came out, this was like the craziest weapon in the game, but it's still a very solid automatic primary rifle that's a lot of fun to use. And it's fantastic versus heavily armored units since it does mostly puncture damage. Then we have Ankyros Prime, which is an impact-based fist weapon, and this one is actually pretty damn good. It's rather fast, it has 20% crit chance with a 2x multiplier and 15% status chance, so you can either build it for crit or status, or even a hybrid build which will utilize Drifting Contact, Blood Rush and Weeping Wounds, which is an incredibly powerful combo for melee weapons. This is one of the few weapons that I still don't have, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Then comes the Boar Prime, and honestly, if you only have time to farm like 1 or 2 things, I would recommend you focus on Boar Prime, because this is an absolutely fantastic status-based shotgun. And we're not talking about the Tigris Prime / proc lol kind of status shotgun. This is a proper status-based shotgun that strips away armor incredibly fast and just spews status procs all over the battlefield. And I'm pretty sure that this is by far my most used shotgun nowadays. It can do an absolutely disgusting amount of damage, and if you have a Riven for it, which I don't, it is unstoppable. And finally we have Dacra Prime, which used to be probably the most damaging melee weapon in the entire game for a very long time. It's not anymore because it's old, so even though it has 15% crit chance, it only has 1.5x multiplier, which is pretty bad, and it's just not as good as the melee weapons we're getting nowadays. But even with that said, it can still do a lot of damage because it is a single sword weapon, so it can use Crimson Dervish and utilize all its crazy multipliers. And this is actually another weapon that I don't have, but I'm not as excited for it as I am for the Ankyros. Now, I think the relic system is causing a bit of trouble for them, because even though Mag, for example, has been unvaulted already, so she does have relics in the game, they can't just reintroduce the relics, because some of the relics, like Activity 2 for example, which had Mag Prime Neuroptics, also has Vectis Prime stock as its rare drop, which has been vaulted last month. So what I think they will probably do is roll out a brand new set of relics that just has Mag, Rhino, Boar, Boltor, Ankyros and Dacra, so they will have 2 sets of relics that have Mag Prime on them. Now, as soon as this update rolls out and they add the relics to the game, I will of course update the relic tab, and I will put links to them in the description, so you can go there and see which relics you need to farm to get the items. So if you're watching this on the 26th of June, the links are not there yet, but if you're watching this between the 27th of June and 27th of July, the links are in the description. And as always, I thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.